And then he decided to go back to PayPal and reverse all the charges and say DOA, dead on arrival, dead on arrival, dead on arrival. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Sorry, it's been a minute. I know I missed last week again. I was a little sick, feeling under the weather, so I got over that, got some rest, and I am back. Today, I have to ship out 6 snakes. One of them is a big box. It's 5 adult breeder females that I sold at the beginning of this, beginning of summer. So whenever they laid, I just waited till they laid, back on food, couple meals, and I'm shipping them back out. They are going to BC, British Columbia, and that's it. And then the rest of the video, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that packing them, I guess, and then I'm going to I want to talk to you guys about avoiding getting scammed, I guess, or frauded on when you're selling or buying snakes, right? A lot of people have that fear. Hey, I'm sending my money to this person. How can I know he's not gonna take it? He or she gonna take it? How do I know I'm gonna send a snake out and they're not gonna reverse the charges on PayPal on me? All that kind of stuff. I've dealt with it before. I've had an issue that almost cost me close to $15,000, and so I'll go over stuff that I've learned. I've researched. I've called PayPal. I've researched PayPal's website. I've asked them a few questions, and we will go from there. When the time comes in this video that I'm going to be sitting downstairs and talking about this, I'm going to give you guys a disclaimer about it, just to make sure that you guys understand the kind of research that I did and how it can help you. That's pretty much it. Season's going good. We just have some really cool stuff out. Have some stuff coming up. I have like maybe 4, I think maybe we're down to like 4 clutches to be laid, and I have about 8 left in the incubator, so that's pretty cool. Got a few purchases coming in also. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. There's a lot coming up, so stay tuned. I'm also gonna maybe do a little clip with some of the stuff that we hatched recently, some of my holdbacks, so stay tuned, guys. Alright, so basically what we have to do is this box right here. Let me flip this around. This box right here fits 5 adult female ball pythons. What we have to do here, I just ordered a bunch of. So whenever you ship with Reptile Express, they actually send you an email the night before the shipping. They consider where you are and where you're shipping, and they tell you how many heat packs to put and where to put them. So in this situation, they want me to put one 60-hour pack in the middle, on the side right there, on the inside, and they want me to put another pack at the end this way. So what I have to do is I have to open it 2 hours before I'm going to go to FedEx. So I'm going to do it right about now. You open them, you move them around, you shake them around, and then you put them in a large towel, and you wrap the towel around, and you let the heat packs heat up. Because if you put them directly into the box when you open them, they won't have enough oxygen in order to heat up, and then there's no point of even having these in there, Alright guys, so these pants, these are my painting pants. First girl that I'm shipping, there's gonna be 5 girls total. They're all proven breeders. I'm not gonna show you all the females, but this is one of them, a nice calico female that I regret selling. Man, she's so nice, but I have kept some holdbacks from her, so I'm okay with it. They won't breed for me this year, but that's fine. She's nice. Yeah. Okay. So basically, what I do is I have I'm shipping them in bags, so I have a fairly large bag. I will put the female in there. I won't show you guys for all 5 females, by the way. And then I have something called Diamond Dry. Basically, it's just a bunch of, it looks like this. And basically, it's an absorbent substrate that they use in laboratories. And I'll put a bunch of them in there. Okay, she pees or poops on the way. She's not absorbing it. It's not all over her skin. She's not breathing it. That gets absorbed as much as it can until the next day that it's received, right? So don't forget, these snakes are going to be basically maybe a maximum of 20 hours in this box. So we just have to make sure that they get there as good as possible. So yeah, so I'll start that. I'll pack everything up and I'll show you guys the final setup of the box. Yes, I know I said I'll show you guys only one, but oh my god, this is another girl that I kind of regret selling. GHI Pinstripe. She gave me a cool clutch of head hypos this year. Last year she gave me a bunch of bananas. I've held back one of her daughters. I held back a GHI banana Mojave Pinstripe. She's gonna breed for me this year. Anyways, really cool girl, really dark, eats freaking amazing, gives me like 8-9 eggs every year. Customers gonna be super happy with this girl. All right, back to packing. All right, so real quick, all packed. There's 5 snakes in there, and then what I did is I took crumpled newspaper and I put it all around to make sure that they can't really move away from where they are right here. 1 60-hour heat pack that was recommended by Reptile Express, and 1 40-hour heat pack. So he says the red line towards the inside of the box. They're taped. You make sure that this part is not taped. Right here, sorry. This part is not taped, and only around that is taped because you don't want the heat to block off. And I usually put newspaper here and newspaper here right in front of it because I don't want the snakes to touch it directly. But what I'll do now is I'll put some flat newspaper across the top like this. I'll put the lid and I'll put this right here on top, and then I'll close the lid. I'll tape it, and they actually recommended to do 4 holes, so 1 on each side. I did a hole on each side, and that's it. So we're gonna finish that and finish the next little shipment that I have. All right, perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. What this video is primarily about, I want to talk to you guys about avoiding getting scammed or taken advantage of when you're purchasing reptiles. Obviously we do ball pythons, but this could be applied to anything. This could be applied to turtles, to ship frogs, if you ship scorpions, if you ship lizards, monitors, geckos, you know, whatever it is, anything that's live that can be shipped in a FedEx box like that could be, you know, you can take these measurements, these steps that can help you avoid this, you know. So I basically, and so I don't forget everything that I have to say, I typed it all out. It's in front of me on my computer, and I'm going to just go over the points one by one. And we'll see at the end of the video where we stand. If there's gonna be some more information that's needed, you guys let me know, and I'll post it in another video, or I'll post it on Instagram, or just message me. We'll figure something out. All right. So before I start this is information that I called PayPal. I asked them a bit of information. I also have some experience with this. That's something that's happened in the past before, and also on their website. I just went on the PayPal website. I look at I guess the rules, the regulations, that kind of stuff. I forgot what it's called on PayPal, but anyways, you can go on there and you can figure out exactly what the requirements is for this kind of situation. All right, so what you have to do is okay. So when we get to pay, actually, you know what? We'll start with the steps. Whatever you're buying, for example, a snake. The first thing that you have to do is when you're buying an animal from somebody is to ask questions. Okay, don't be shy. Ask them, hey, can I get some pictures? Okay, look, for example, before we start, don't ask somebody for 10 pictures, the weight, the date of birth, the pairing. Offer them something of how much you want to pay for it, and then like leave. Don't message. I had someone do that like a couple of days ago, where they asked like so many questions. They even made an offer, and then they just like, when I accepted, it just disappeared. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're serious about buying the animal, you have all the rights to. Don't feel like you're bothering somebody. You know, you have all the rights to ask them all the questions that you need. So let's start off by pictures. Look at the pictures. If you're unsure of the pairing, ask for the pairing, ask the hatch date. What you're going to do is you're going to implicate the person in a conversation with you. So if they are there to scam you, for example, to take your money and not send you the actual snake or whatever, you know, reptile it is, for example, they're gonna go away. They're not gonna message you anymore. But like, this guy's asking too many questions. It's too uncomfortable. I don't feel like doing this, and they get away from it, right? So right away, you're gonna eliminate so many different situations that can happen to you just by doing that. Asking questions. Can I see some pictures? Hey, what are you holding back from that clutch, for example? You understand what I mean? And look, at the end of the day, you have to trust yourself. If you feel that the situation is not correct, don't do it. Don't be like, I don't know about this guy, and ask your friends, what do you think? Have you dealt with him? Should I do it? Like, you know, look it up, ask him. If you're buying something, be like, hey, by the way, I want to check out your page. Do you have a Facebook page? Do you have an Instagram page? Where can I check out your project? You know what I mean? And then if you get like nothing out of them, then these guys are like, oh shit, this guy's asking way too many questions. I'm out. You know. But if they're serious, if they have a page, if they've applied themselves in their field, in their hobby, and whatever it is that they're doing, they'll reply to you. They'll show you everything that you need to see. You know, and only trust those people. Don't go like, you know what? There are some deals off of Kijiji, but I would never send some money on Kijiji to somebody and be like, ship it to me or whatever. No, Kijiji is local. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna meet them and I'm gonna pay for them cash. They want, oh, I need a deposit, blah blah whatever. Cool, you're not getting it. I don't know who you are. You understand what I mean? And when you're buying off of someone off of Facebook or Morph Market, yeah, you don't really always know what they are, but you also you can see all their credentials, see if they are online, if they have an established business or they're an established hobbyist, or you know, that kind of stuff. If you feel wrong about the situation, don't do it. Trust yourself. Always trust yourself. Okay, we have a gut instinct that always serves us good, and use it. 100% use it. Okay. So that's if you are buying. If you are selling, very similar. You know, selling, what you want to do is, okay, here's a perfect example. Now, I don't know if the person that was buying from me or was attempting to buy from me had bad intentions or not. Okay, so I don't know that for a fact. I'm not trying to say that they did, but this is what happened. They emailed me on I got an email, and they basically saw some animals that I had for sale up on Morph Market, but they just said to me like, I'll take this, I'll take this, I'll take this. There was no initial conversation. They didn't ask me any questions. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff raises red flags for me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send some animals. I'm going to pay to have them shipped over to the US, get my CITES permit, costs a lot of money. I'm going to get all that over there to them, and then they can just go on PayPal, reverse the charges, and then I'll have to start, you know, fighting to get my money back, right? And they can easily do that by lying. That's going to be a day I'm going to show you guys how to avoid that, or as much as you can avoid that on PayPal or any other platform that you use. I don't know the rules for all the platform, but we're going to base this video on PayPal. So what I did is I just went back and I said, yeah, okay, cool, no problem. So what's your, you know, do you want all of them? You message about four different animals. Is, you know, are you messaging different people? You maybe message me all at the same time because I own all these four. I asked them for their information, where they're from, and then finally they, like, you know, it seemed okay, and then I sent them the PayPal invoice to pay. And I called right away. And when I called, they sent me a phone number, and I called it, and they kind of were like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing it for this, whatever." And it just kind of seemed a little off. But they answered, but I never got payment, and I never get any more messages from them. So maybe they just decided to change their mind. Maybe they weren't really serious to begin with, or maybe they were looking to pull this kind of scam on me, where they're going to buy some animals, I'm going to ship it over to them, and then they're going to reverse charges on me, and they're going to keep the animals, right? So I avoided that, or I might have avoided that, we don't know for sure, just by giving them a call and be like, hey, what's going on? You know, you guys are ready for these animals? Like, you know, kind of get the conversation one-on-one. And then maybe these guys will be like, ooh, okay, maybe this guy is, you know, he's onto us, kind of thing. And another thing that I'm going to add to this is what I added in my PayPal invoice. That has a huge impact on how the person perceives the transaction that they're going to do with you, okay? So buying, always ask questions, gather the information that you need in order to make a purchase that's 100% satisfactory to you. Obviously, they have to also be satisfied with the transaction. Everybody has to be on the same page. That's number one. So that's for buying. Selling, I also ask questions to your buyer. See what they're gonna do with the project, get a relationship going, and that's whether you're selling or not. Build a relationship with your clients, okay? Ask them what they do, see what their projects are. Hey, what would you be using this animal for? Do you have any idea? Do you have any more already in that category? Like, you know, let's say it's I don't know, let's say they're buying a leopard double head clown pie from you, right? Be like, hey, do you have any others? Like, you know, are you working this project heavily already? Are you just getting into it? Do you have any males? Do you have any females? Also, what helps is some people will, like, I've had people message me about a certain male that they wanted, which is a project animal, and they have nothing else in that category, in that project. So I'm just like, hey, like, you know, if you want to buy it, that's fine, but I'm giving you a heads up. You don't need a male right now. You don't even have the females for this animal, you know? And if they tell me, no, because I want to take it that route, and this is, you know, I'm going to make some pos heads or whatever it is, by all means, go for it. But that way you build a relationship with your clients. And when you build that relationship with your client, he's going to come back and say, hey, that guy helped me last time. He really cared for what I'm going to buy from him. So I'm going to go back to this person and I'm going to buy some more stuff with them. So build that relationship. And at the same time, that's going to help you not to get, you know, someone to try to scam you when you send them an animal. So that's for those 2 points. Pretty easy, pretty simple, basic business 101. I mean, it's pretty simple. We are going to go on to the next point. So let's see where I went over there. If you're buying, so before we continue, guys, if you are enjoying this video, I need you guys to drop me a like right away, please. Go ahead, like the video. I put in quite a bit of effort to get all this information for you guys. I was on the phone with PayPal. I was on the website. I was looking, you know, I've typed up all of my information. And honestly, I love doing these kind of videos. I think these videos are great, they're informative. They help a lot of people, you know, to avoid having these bad situations, these bad, like a sour taste in your mouth when you're trying to deal with this, right? Because I have people that come to me like, oh, I'm really scared of buying because I got scammed, whatever it is. And I don't want that to happen. So if we can kind of build a structure around that where we can try to avoid that as much as we can, then that's perfect. And I want to help you guys. So if you guys can, please, actually, no, if you can, please drop a like on this, leave me a comment if you guys have any other topics that you would like me to talk about, okay? Anything that's business related in terms of a hobby, your ball pythons, your reptiles, any husbandry questions, let me know. Ask me the question, type it down below, let me know what you think, let me know what you want to hear, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate that, guys. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and you'll see more of these videos, okay? So let's continue on. Now, the next step that we're gonna get to is the PayPal invoice. Okay, so first of all, whenever you're selling, you have to have your policy, okay? So example of my policy that I include. Live arrival guarantee, actually, we'll skip that one. After, I'll come back to that one. Health is guaranteed, genetics is guaranteed, and the sex of the snake is guaranteed. Now, genetics, sometimes I say, hey, look, I'm not 100% sure of this, and that's where that guarantee stands. I guarantee these, and it's past this. Other times, it's just guaranteed, especially heads. There's no messing, there's no like, oh, maybe head, no. If I tell you this is double head clown pied, double head DG clown, double head pied hypo, whatever it is, it's 100% double head for those. I'm talking about visual. So if you, for example, you're selling a super enchi OD fire leopard and it's pos yellow belly, right? Sure, I can maybe try to ask yellow belly because of what it looks like, but I'll be like, look, it's pos yellow belly. I'm not 100% sure. So if it doesn't prove, they can't come back to me in a year and be like, hey, it didn't prove. And I put them to 9 females and now all these are worth so much less because, you know, there's no yellow belly and I don't want it. No. I guarantee only what I know that I can guarantee. They have to be on board with it. If not, then, you know, that's just the way it is. There's no hard feelings, but that's just what I can guarantee. And most people understand. These are really, really amicable conversations that I have with my clients. So you have that, and then you have we said the health. Obviously, they have to be healthy animals. You're not gonna be like, oh, I can't guarantee their health. No, they have to be healthy, okay? And then the sex of the snakes. You got to get that down packed. There's no question about that. There's no negotiations when it comes to that. The other thing that I guarantee live arrival, but under 2 different circumstances. Live arrival guarantee when I ship through, most of the time it's FedEx, is that they have to be home to receive the snake. If they're not home, the guarantee is void and null the minute that they are not home to receive it, because that has to go back on the truck. It has to be back on the road until the driver gets back over there. He gets back to the office at night. There's nobody in the warehouse. He leaves everything there, or sometimes they leave everything in the truck out in their warehouse in the back. I'm not sure if they do leave live animals in the back, but I'm just saying these are the circumstances that can happen to these animals, right? You don't want that to happen. The other time that the guarantee is going to be null and void, so in on my policy, I say that if it's shipped to a hub, they have to pick up the snake within 2 hours of that it arrived at the hub. They get an email notification, and when that arrives at the hub, they have to pick it up within 2 hours. If they don't, that warranty is again null and void. Okay. Now, when they do pick it up or when they do receive it at home, they have a time of 1 hour to message me with pictures telling me what the issue is. If it's dead, if it's sick, if it's frozen, if it's overheated, if it got eaten by whatever it is that happened, I need to see pictures and I need to understand the situation within 1 hour. Guys, I know 1 hour seems like, oh, but I have other things to do during the day, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. This is a live animal that we're shipping. It's a soul. It's important. It's expensive. Some of these snakes cost $3, $4, $5, $6, $8, $9, $10,000, and it doesn't matter. That day you take off. That day you make sure that you have somebody that's going to be able to pick them up for you, or that's going to be able to stay home and receive the animals for you. Okay, there's no like negotiations when it comes to that, in my opinion. So these are my terms. These are my policies. What I do with that though is I tell the client before they buy, these are my policies. We agree on everything, and then after that's done, when I send the invoice on PayPal. In the bottom right, in the notes, I write all that. I say, this is blah, blah, this is the health guarantee, this is what's called guarantee. You have to send me pictures within this time. The warranty is it's null and void if you were not home or if you didn't really pick up the snake on time. And all that kind of stuff. Another time that I actually would null the warranty, the guarantee of live arrival, and I have done it before, is the customer wanted to... it was a bit cooler. It wasn't like cold. It was a bit cooler. We had some heat packs in there and everything, so that was fine. But they wanted it shipped to their house, and at that time, it was a little too cold during winter for a snake to be on a truck all day. And I said, look, I would rather ship it to a hub because it's just gonna go, straight into the hub. It's gonna sit inside in a warm place, and you can go pick it up. If you want it on a truck, I can't really. It's up to you. I would rather not, but if you really, really, really want the snake shipped to your house, then I can't really do a live animal guarantee. Now, this is something that you don't have to do if you don't want. I personally do that just because I would rather not even ship it to their house during a time that it's really, really cold outside, or it's cooler, it's colder outside. So that being said, in the notes of my PayPal invoice, I write all that information. I'll type it all up. My policy. This is the live animal guarantee. This is the health. These are genetic services. And if anything happens, you need to message us within this time frame. You need pictures. Now, let me explain to you guys that's something that happened to me a little while back. I had an issue. I shipped some snakes back for a friend. I had one snake in that order, and I had 8 or 9 different snakes from a different guy that was getting out of the hobby. And I basically sold some snakes for him. Like, he got paid for it, but I had the client, so I kind of managed the transaction, and we shipped stuff down to the USA. And 4 or 5 months later, some snakes died, and the guy messaged me. I told him, look, go to the vet, tell me why they died, and we'll go from there. 4 or 5 months for someone to have the snakes, some of them were even adults. It's kind of, why are they dying so far down the line? Something must have happened at your place, some sort of maybe a virus that you received down there, or maybe some the husbandry, it's too cold, too hot, bad rodents that they ate, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. And then I had already sent him my policy, and whenever he received the snakes, he sent me pictures right away. I asked him, hey, can I get pictures? And he sent me pictures of the snakes alive. And I had taken the pictures whenever I was shipping them out alive. And then I told him this is how I would help him. And then he was just he's like, no, pay me everything back, all that kind of stuff, whatever it is. And then finally I said, look, man, until you go to a vet and give me a reason why all these snakes died all of a sudden, 4 of them died all of a sudden, I can't help you. I need to know what's going on, And then he decided to go back to PayPal, and reverse all the charges and say DOA, dead on arrival, dead on arrival, dead on arrival. It was simple for me. I went back, I contested it, obviously. I sent all the pictures back to PayPal, and I sent the conversations between me and him, asking him that he needs to go to a vet, showing that he had received them 4 or 5 months ago, well and alive. So right away he lied about dead on arrival, right? So it basically put the ball in my court, and I was able to win that I guess reversal or that appeal or whatever it is. It was in my favor, and they gave me back the $12,000. The reason why I say this is because a lot of there are some people that do tend to do these kind of things. Well, they'll go out and they'll purchase more than they can afford, and then they'll just try to reverse it. And you have to be ready. At the end of the day, the person that's gonna take care of you with PayPal is a person. So they need as much logical information as you can give them, so for it not to be an emotional decision. Okay, so if you show them like the PayPal invoice, be like, I told them this, I told them this, I told them this, and then they look at it and they say, oh, okay, well, look, he sent you all this information and you didn't comply with it. That's an automatic winner, and they're gonna make that decision, right? Because the other way is, there's a person that doesn't know anything about snakes. They're gonna be sitting there and be like, okay, well, he sent them live, he sent a lot, they're dead, he's not helping him, I don't know what. I feel bad for this guy that spent $10,000. I'm gonna give him his money back, and he's gonna, make that decision in their favor. But if you give them enough logical evidence, enough logical writing, a procedure, a policy, the policies of your business, you're gonna help them make a better decision that's more logical and less emotional, and they're gonna be able to decide, yes, okay, based on these facts and based on everything that I'm seeing in front of me, this guy did his part and this guy is not doing his part, so I have to go ahead and give this person their priority. So I think that's basically pretty simple. If you guys need any help typing that up, let me know. What I think I will be doing actually is I will be typing up maybe a Google document and find somewhere to post it up. Maybe I'll talk about it in the next video and I'll put it in the description, or maybe I'll if you ask me on Instagram, I'll be able to send it. So I'm gonna set that up. I've never typed up a Google Doc. Everybody talks to me about it. It goes to a cloud and you can retrieve it from anywhere. I might just Google how to do it and then do it and have something up for you guys. But don't forget, this is what I do. This has worked for me. This helps me avoid these types of situations. I can't guarantee, nothing is guaranteed, obviously. I can't guarantee that it's gonna avoid you getting, running into any kind of trouble or any kind of issues with a buyer or a seller, but this will at least help you cover your bases, you know what I mean? And then with time, the more something happens, you learn something, you can always add it or remove it from your policies and from information that you give forth in whatever documents you submit to your buyer. Okay, that's it. Other platforms, guys, I'm not familiar with any other platforms. I know there's like Venmo, there's Cash App, there's all kinds, you know what I mean? But I use PayPal right now primarily, and this is what I do. For my US buyers, it's PayPal, and for my Canadian buyers, we use e-transfer and email transfer. So luckily, I build relationships with a lot of my clients, a lot of people that message me. I try to have conversations with them. Sometimes, it doesn't have to be really, really long conversations, but get like a 5, 7, 10 minute conversation out of the way, and just kind of that first, first impression, and just build like a basic kind of foundation to that relationship with your buyer or the seller. That's it, guys, for the video. I know it was a bit longer this time, but I think it's a really, really important subject, a really important topic to go over, and it's important for all of us to try to cover our asses. Guys, thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. If you guys have any questions, please don't be shy to message me. You can write a comment down below. You can message me on Instagram, 514 Reptiles. You can message me on Facebook, 514 Reptiles, or you can message me personally on Facebook, Khalil Itani, Khalil Itani, Itani, and I'll respond to you guys as fast as I can. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.